Oh, there it is. Check one. Okay, we are live. It's a little loud. A little loud. Check one. 2 2 2. Come. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. This is episode number 170, and this one is late on purpose, by design. I delayed this episode because I wanted to have access to that juicy presidential debate between Joseph Robinette Biden, Joseph Robinette Biden, and what's Donald John Trump, I think. And I've got to say, it was a doozy. So we've got a lot of news jam-packed. I've got a DoorDasher on the way while I'm recording this, so I'm gonna have to pause when he comes here with my order. I'm ordering a Wendy's junior cheeseburger with a large strawberry lemonade, and this was not sponsored by Wendy's. I am just addicted to strawberry lemonades. I've been trying strawberry lemonades from Arby's. Arby's has a really good one. They have a squirt, like a strawberry cream squirt that they put in it. It's like, I mean, these strawberry lemonades are on another level. I've been trying to make my own strawberry lemonades by trying different places. What got me hooked on it was the cherry limeade from Sonic. So Sonic, if you don't know, if you're not from, I guess, specifically the South, Sonic is like this drive-through place that I guess used to have girls on roller skates deliver you food. And now it's just kids who make $3 delivering you food to your window, and they walk to you. It's different than a drive-through because you park and then they walk to you. It's different, but they have a cherry limeade, and it's not like there's different creams. They put different squirts of something. It's good, and I've unfortunately gotten addicted to these very sugary, sweet and not savory, sour tasting beverages, and I cannot get enough. That being said, if you go to Sonic and use the code AfroMattt, you will get 10% off your next cherry limeade. But I mean, let's just get right into this, because this presidential debate was, I mean, if you are anywhere on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, if you are anywhere, you are seeing the chaos that occurred last night. I had the opportunity to watch it live, and I was watching it live while playing video games because that shit's boring. But I literally laughed out loud at multiple parts, and we will cover the juicy bits. So let's just get started with our first clip. Oh, wait. Oh. My DoorDasher has arrived. Okay, pause. All right, we're back. And shout out Jeremy for the delivery. Damn, that's good. God damn, Jeremy, you're a master. You're a master. All right, let's get straight into some of these clips, because these clips are, I mean, as I said, wild. Here's our first one.
That we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I mean, so there was a lot of goofs, a lot of honestly, kind of like mindless ramblings of like an old man. And I mean, of course, this type of stuff is sad. Oh, Jeremy just texted me, said enjoy the food. Wow, Jeremy, you are a pro, dude. Wow. I'm kind of sad I didn't tip now. Well, Jeremy, I don't know how to I don't do this, so I never order DoorDash, so I don't know how to work it. So let's go on to the next clip here. All right, next clip. Here we go. This is Trump. I mean,
But I took two cognitive
I really can't even preface these because they're beyond sort of the realm of the possible.
tests. I took physical exams every year. And, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter, but I'm in as good a shape as I was years ago. I feel very good. I feel the same. But I was willing to take a cognitive test. And you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced them. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's a great guy when he was White House doctor. And then I took another one, a similar one.
I aced him.
And one of them said they've never seen anybody ace him.
Thank you.
Never seen
President
anyone
Biden?
ace them.
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds.
I don't know what
Well,
that
you said
means.
6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what you're. Anyway, just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving
Take a
contest
look at what he
now.
says he is.
I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own
Trumpet's
bag.
laughing.
Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie that he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I have,
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Okay, let's
Let's not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to
21
turn.
Let's not act like children.
Oh God, I've seen your swing. You're not good. You're not a 6 handicap. So as far as I understand it, and this is how I understand handicap. So in golf, you have a par for the hole, and then you have 18 of those holes. And a handicap is how much over the overall par that you can be expected to do. So someone who's a 6 handicap goes over par on a third of the holes by 1, which is really good. It's just crazy that we're even talking about golf handicaps in a presidential debate. I told my dad, I'm like, they just need to get out there and play a round of golf, 1v1 to determine the next president of the United States. Here's another great clip, and these are the golden clips.
continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
Yeah. So this election, I mean, after that discussion is after that debate is pretty much wrapped up. Everyone is in panic mode. Everyone's in panic mode because they think that Biden threw the entire election by being, what did they expect? Some of these people, like they were discussing, like listen to them discussing.
The president and former president making their
So
way.
this was like the after recap, and they had like this group of people talking. And all these people work for CNN, so they're obviously like left leaning. And the second it ends, they're all in panic mode.
Was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket, and they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Others are...
Yeah, so they're asking if the president needs to step aside. They are in full panic mode. It is panic mode. And I saw this, and first off, my first opinion, or my general reaction to the presidential debate was, actually, Joe Biden did a lot better than I expected him to do, which is funny because I saw all these memes saying, "Oh, Biden was horrible." I'm like, I guess I had such low expectations for Biden's, mental capacity that him like speaking and like he had some numbers prepared. He was calling billionaires trillionaires and stuff like he said there's 1,000 trillionaires in America, which is funny, but it's a slip up. There's 1,000 billionaires in America, which is, yeah, bro. Yeah. But I mean, I was actually impressed. I'm like halfway through, I'm like, damn, dude, Biden's got that ticker. He's going. They've got him on something, but obviously it was not enough. And some of these people I feel like is this like the first time they've ever seen Biden? They're freaking out so much. And this whole crew here, all these people are like screaming and crying and like talking about how bad this was. And my first initial reaction was, whoa, these anchors on CNN are bashing Biden. This seems suspicious. Instantly, I got suspicious. And this is because I'm deeply distrusting since birth. But it got me thinking, why are they... It feels like they're preparing us, in general, to realize that Biden is not fit to be president. He's not going to elect. I think, this is my theory, guys, conspiracy theory alert. Also, pseudo prediction. So, this is my prediction. I think they're going to run Biden and do what I call an Indiana Jones temple of, whatever, with the rock thing, where he takes that golden statue and swaps it out for sand. They're going to do an Indiana Jones switcheroo last second and take Joe Biden out and throw Michelle Obama in. I saw this meme literally 4 months ago. It's a betting app. I don't know what betting app it is, but they said that the presidential election winner, this was 3 months ago too, and Michelle Obama is being bet at 6%. That was 6 months ago. And the comment that went along with that was, maybe people know more than we know about what's going on behind the scenes. If people are betting on Michelle Obama to win the election and she hasn't even been mentioned, I think that we're in for the biggest switcheroo, slip in, slip out we've ever seen. And I think this is coordinated. I think it is planned. I think it has been planned. And I think they're using, and they have been using, the memes of Biden to, manufacture this idea, and obviously this true idea that Biden is unfit to be president. But they're going to use that in this debate to do the biggest switcheroo in modern history. And Michelle Obama will become the next president and the first woman president. And people will start voting. People will go out to vote because she's a strong black woman and a strong black independent man. Woman with a potential member. Big Mike. So keep your eyes out for a Big Mike switcheroo. This guy was really depressed. This
Didn't
guy
do well at all. He did not do well at all, and
this guy just looked. This guy, afterwards, I was listening to him. I'm like, man, dude, this guy seems like he's been through it.
I'll give you the analysis. You kind of have the old man versus the con man. I can walk you through how I'm supposed to see it and say it, but I just want to speak from my heart. I love that guy. That's a good man. He loves his country. He's doing the best that he can. But he had a test to meet tonight to restore confidence of the country and of the base, and he failed to do that. And
yeah, so this is when I was started getting really suspicious. 'Cause I'm like, how is it that they're not being like? I was fully expecting them to come on and all of those people at that bench to be like, guys, that was an awesome performance. Joe Biden crushed it today. And one of those things where it's like, you obviously know that they're being paid to say this, but it was so completely opposite, where I didn't know if I was watching CNN or Fox News. It was so completely opposite. I instantly got red flags up. And that's when Big Mike came into my head. So, I mean, it's a prediction. It's a little bit out there. And I told Tosh, and she told me I'm crazy. Tosh is my girlfriend, but I told her, and she thought I was crazy. I don't think it's that crazy. I saw it literally this morning after the debate. There is one person out there who said that Jill or someone is talking with Biden about stepping down. So it's out there. It's in the works. I don't know who it is, but this all stems to Barack Obama. Barack Hussein Obama. I like saying his middle name because it sounds ominous. But yeah, I mean, Barack Obama, if Michelle won, it would be like 3 presidents being connected to Obama. Obama served 2 terms, so 1, 2. And then Biden, which was his vice president, served 1. And then if it was Michelle, this would almost be Obama's 4th term as president. And I don't know how much he actually controls. And guys, I'm not going to get into that, right? What I'm saying is he's back in the White House. If Michelle, he'll be the first man, literally the first man. Like this first lady, he'll be the first dude, the first fella in the White House, the first playa. And I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens. This has turned into the biggest like House of Cards episodes ever. There's intrigue, there's drama. I'm just waiting for it. I mean, the chaos is crazy. I can't even imagine what's going. Some of these liberals' heads, I'm just imagine it's like Wile E. Coyote chasing Roadrunner in their head. It's just like hitting like they can't even go to work. Like some people probably called off work today because they were in such a panic. Like they were having like a mental panic. Like they realized Trump is going to win by such a landslide if they don't do something that they literally panicked and are still panicking. Probably there are probably still people out there right now curled in a ball, talking to their therapist, asking what's going to happen if Trump wins. This is the end of democracy. We all know this is the end of democracy, and that's why if you want to maintain democracy, there's only one choice, which I love. I love to think about that. Guys, if you want democracy to stay alive, there's only one choice. That sounds like a lot of options there. No one's even talking about RFK. RFK did his own special, and it kind of felt like one of those like it did feel weird because he premiered his own debate where he was answering the same questions, and he live streamed it from his own platform, like on YouTube or something. And it's a little bit weird because it kind of feels like that kid who, didn't get invited to the party, so he throws his own party by himself, and he's like, I actually love this. They don't want RFK to win so bad. They hate RFK. They didn't even invite him to the debates, and he has like literally double digit. He's pulling out like 10% in some of these states. Like they don't want him to win so bad. It is crazy. But of course, I mean, if we're talking about policy, I don't know what anyone said. I don't think a single question was actually answered. They're like, okay, well, you have 1 minute to answer, and then Trump would just use it to like roast Biden, and then they're like, okay, Biden, you have 1 minute, and Biden would use 20 seconds of it and just kind of sit there, and he wouldn't even use up the full 3 minutes to respond. I mean, it was a shit show, and I'm in the country, but I'm also kind of not. I'm not really in the country. I mean, I'm physically I'm in the country, but mentally I am. I've been dead for years. But yeah, I'm just really excited to see where it goes. Yeah, let's get into the news here. Oh, that's not the news. That we're starting over. That's what that is. Here we go. Yeah, that was, I mean, I had to wait for that election. I had to wait for it. Or, I mean, that debate. I mean, a Biden versus Trump debate, you only get to see that live once in your lifetime. Because they are 100% never doing another debate between those people again. They can't trust Biden, and Trump, I mean, he's just too good. I mean, he's literally just that guy. He's literally just built different. He said live on stage, I don't know what you said, and I don't think you know what you said either. Like, he's like, I was literally laughing out loud when I heard that. I'm like, dude, this is it's beyond insanity. It's beyond. It's just beyond. But let's get into the nitty gritty news. This is less global, less far reaching. We get a little bit more in depth and particular with these. Now, I'm looking at this burger to the right of me, delivered by my buddy Jeremy, and I'm starving, and my burger is getting cold. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna take 3 bites out of this, and I'm gonna restart. All right, that was good. It's crazy. While I was eating that, I was thinking, I'm like, this is a really small burger. I remember I got the junior cheeseburger because fast food restaurants are fast food places are so expensive now. The only meal that you can afford anywhere is the kids' meal, which I guess is a good form of portion control. Like, when I go to Cava, I get the kids' pita. It's a lot of food, and it fills me up. But I'm like, would I want a bowl? I mean, maybe, probably. Do I want to get a bowl every time I go there? No. So I'm going to eat a kid's portion of food every single time. That burger cost me like $4.40 or something like that. And it's the size of, like, look at this. This is it's ridiculous. The state of fast food is ridiculous. I saw a picture of a menu at Taco Bell 10 years ago compared to a Taco Bell menu now. The 5-layer burrito used to be, and prepare yourself mentally for this, used to be 89 cents. My bad, that's the 3-layer burrito, I believe. Used to be 89 cents. Now it is like $8. These places are spitting into our open mouths. And I thought Taco Bell was one of the best ones. And if you know how to order at Taco Bell, you can get away pretty well. If you get the it's called the beefy melt, the cheesy beefy melt or something like that, and it has 2 scoops of beef. Also, calling beef by scoops I don't like that, and it has the Crispies, and it has a layer of queso. $2.49. It's the cheapest, best meal per price on the menu. Get that with a side of nacho fries. Nacho fries are a little expensive, but they're on the good side. They're worth the price of admission for those, I gotta say. And then you also get a free cheese sauce for dipping, and then get like 20 sauces. That's my order. That's my go-to order. And guys, look, I'm telling you, I order like a kid, like a child. I'm getting 1 burrito and fries. That's my order. Granted, I'm not that tall or big, so that fills me up. But this is the state of affairs. You have to eat like a child everywhere. Everywhere you go, you have to eat like a child. I guess that leaves me into the first news here. The first small news, but 27% of Americans are skipping meals because of skyrocketing food costs. So this is a different approach. Instead of ordering smaller food, some Americans, 27% of them, are, I guess, ordering the same amount of food but skipping a meal. I don't know a single person who eats all 3 meals. Like when I saw this, I'm like, y'all are eating 3 meals? I've only ever been eating like 1.5 meals. Pretty much my entire adult life. Ever since I've been on my own, I've been eating like 1.5 meals. And I guess snacking. I wake up, I skip breakfast almost every day. Go to work till noon, get lunch. Lunch is usually my biggest meal of the day. Lunch holds me off till nighttime. Nighttime, I'll have a bedtime snack, and sometimes, if I'm really on dire straits, I'll go to bed for dinner. That will be my dinner, is going to sleep. But let's see. Let's read this. The price of food has jumped 25% since the start of the pandemic. Even more if you factor in the cost of a quick trip to the store, which takes into consideration the price of fuel. Now a new study says there are some major ramifications. Intuit Credit Karma, which provides information about financial projects, says that 1/4 of the people surveyed have skipped meals or sacrificed other spending due to rising costs. The survey of 2,100 adults conducted online in the United States May 7th. 28% are putting off paying for necessities such as rent or other bills to afford groceries. Yeah, that right there is more alarming than people skipping meals. That tells me when people stop paying rent, the first thing to go is always cars. Because cars, you don't want to live. You don't want to live in a car. If you're renting an apartment or a house, you can live there, right? So the car's the first thing to go, right? Now you don't have a car, but you have transportation. So the car gets repoed. That's the first thing to go. Now maybe you still don't have a job, and now you're in kind of a shittier position because now you don't have a car. So then the next thing that comes is the evictions and the delayed, delayed mortgage payments, stuff like that. 28% of people saying they are putting off necessities for groceries tells me that my prediction from the last episode that we might have a crash at the very end of 2028. We might be looking closer to 2026, like 2 years from now. We might be in the crash market. I also read somewhere that our debt is supposed to reach $50 trillion in the next 10 years. Like just an absurd, like they're making up those numbers. Like if anyone told me imagine $50 trillion in my head, I'm like, okay, could it fill up a shipping container? Or I mean like a ship, like one of those ships that carry like a freighter. I mean, realistically, it's probably 1 million of those. That's just in my head. It's probably like 1,000 shipping containers on top of a shipping barge, and then 1,000 of those of cash, all cash, $100 bills. And then that's that like is 1 trillion. So that 50,000 of those, a fleet of 50,000 shipping container transporters stacked with cash. I assume in my head that is $1 trillion, and we're about to be $50 trillion in debt to who knows who, and to who knows why. Apparently, well, I mean, we know why, guys. The question of why is because of the amount of money that we've been sending overseas to awesome Israel and delicate Ukraine, very cute and petite and je ne sais quoi. They have a certain je ne sais quoi about them that I just love, and I love to support with my tax money. It's just something about them. It's just something about Israel and Ukraine that I I volunteer my money. Really, I do. I love them deeply, deeply in my heart. I love the people of Israel, and I love the people of Ukraine. And I want to give them money. I want to give them so much money. I want to give them so much money that it cripples every American in America. I will not be happy until the wealth of America is fully transferred and diluted into every country that is having a struggle. I will not be satisfied. I will empty my bank account and give 14 billion Zimbabwe dollars to every Zimbabwean, which is $1.50 probably, to every Zimbabwean tribesman. I really don't know. I don't know what they're called. Zimbabwean. I will empty I will give them everything. I just want to give everyone everything, because America is known. If there's one thing American is known for, it's selflessness. And this is a lesson I learned from Carnegie. Really, Carnegie and famous people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. America is built on a very solid foundation of selflessness and giving. Always giving. It's almost a Buddha. It's almost a Buddha-like society that we've built here, where everything I get, I don't want any earthly possessions, so I give. I give. And right now we're in a phase of giving, specifically to Israel and Ukraine. And when you look at it from that perspective, I respect it. It's a really wholesome and altruistic and enlightened. It really is enlightened. They've reached nirvana. Maybe Biden's reached nirvana. Biden crosses his leg and starts floating and Tibetan throat singing. All right, let's continue. What's going on here? Another 18% have applied or consider applying for food stamps. 15% rely on visiting food banks. Jesus. 15% of the 2,000 that they surveyed is crazy. Like, 2,000 is such a small sample size. 15% of them are on food stamps. Most recent U.S. Department of Agriculture statistics show that 42 million Americans per month are receiving federal food benefits. Yeah, things are not good here. Also, they're showing a Trader Joe's in this picture. Also, anyone who's shopping at Trader Joe's is not on food stamps. If you're shopping at Trader Joe's, you are, I think if you did a circle around every Trader Joe's, the average household income for every circle would be probably more than $150,000. I'm sorry to say, if you're shopping at Trader Joe's, you cannot complain about the price of food. You just can't. Oh, but Trader Joe's, they have the best. Shut up. I have to go to Trader Joe's. I can't get my apples from Walmart. Okay, Brittany, I'm going to level with you here. No one cares. You guys live in a 5-bedroom, 4-bath McMansion. And you're complaining, Brittany, this is Brittany. Been thinking about going on food stamps. Brittany, I'm up to here with you, Brittany. Brittany, I'm here. I'm here, and I'm going to get here if you say one more thing. I live in a box. Brittany's like, well, isn't that nice? Well, we can't all have boxes, can we? Brittany, I'm here. I'm right here, Brittany. I can't imagine anyone inside of a Trader Joe's complaining about the price of food. It's like going to Goodwill, or not Goodwill, Whole Foods, and being like, God, the price of food is, can you believe this? You're pointing to a bag of $15 chips. The price of food got really high. Okay, I'm gonna kill myself. Okay? Brittany, shut up. You're pointing to a bag of chips that were boiled in avocado oil. How about you go to Walmart and get a bag of Lay's? Then I'll show you how expensive food is. Toothpaste is like $5. Oh, I can't even buy grapes. Grapes are $15. Yeah, you're at Whole Foods. Stop complaining. Anytime anyone complains, like I talk to people buying homes all the time. That's my job. People are like, man, the economy is really rough. I'm like, dude, you're buying a home. Like, if you really think it's that tough, you probably shouldn't be buying a home. Like, in all honesty, I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna. Ah, man, this economy is just killing me. It's like, dude, you're a CEO of Fortune 500 company. You make $14 million a year. God, I just love the idea, like the idea of rich people complaining about the economy is really funny. Gosh, the price of gas, like your boss coming in, whoo, I filled up my tank. That shit cost me $114. Boss, that's how much I'll make this today. Working today for 8 hours, I will make what you put into your gas tank. Can you shut Bill, I've had it here. Bill, you need to get your bitch Brittany in check, and you need to get yourself in check before I'm right to my nose. Man, just the idea of rich people complaining about anything in the economy. Oh, do you know how much it costs for daycare? Daycare costs went up from $1,000 last year to $2,000. You're paying $1,000 last year for daycare. $1,000 a month. That's how much my rent is. You're paying your kid. You're paying for an apartment for your kid. Like, and then they're like, oh, daycare is like $2,000. Bitch, pay me $50. I'll watch the kid. I can teach it English. I'll teach your kid how to do the ABCs 1, 2, 3. I'll read him Thomas the Tank Engine. Hell, I'll just go AFK and put on, what's that shit? The Dancing Melons or whatever. Coco Melon? Yeah, I'll just put on Coco Melon and call it a day. I mean, you don't have to pay. The rich people are the easiest people to scam. Not mega rich, but like that $150,000 per year beyond to like probably $1 million. That group of people are the easiest people to scam on the planet. They're the easiest people to scam because they have enough money to where it's sort of nebulous, like in different accounts and stuff, and they're like, oh, $2,000 for, oh, well, I guess Brittany does have to put our kids in the best preschool in the entire world. Apparently this preschool, they teach them algebra. What? Like, why are these, like, is the demand really that high? I thought no one was having kids. I guess maybe demand is low. Doesn't a low demand cause the price to drop? I mean, if you want cheap daycare, just stop having kids. I'm helping you. All right, let's continue on to more news. San Francisco home selling for $488,000, which seems like a pretty good price in San Francisco, but you can't move into the year 2053, which is about, what is that, 29 years?
Listing in Russian Hill that drew a long line of prospective buyers last week.
My husband came in and said, you've got to look out the window. And there was a line from the house all the way to the middle of the block right here.
This 1,100 square foot home at 30 Northview Court in San Francisco has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, and it's for sale for about $500,000. That price tag is definitely raising eyebrows among neighbors like Isla Smith. Selling for $488,000.
I don't know what to make of it.
This lady is so pissed that it's going to sell for $488,000 because it's going to lower her the price of her home. That's why she's mad.
It all came as a big surprise to all of us here on the street.
The listing posted on Zillow says the home is tenant occupied and to be sold as is. The buyer won't be able to move in until 2053. That's another 30 years.
The new owner would have to buy the house subject to a very long rental lease that is currently being offered to an individual.
According to the listing, the current tenant will continue to live there and pay the same amount of rent every month.
The current tenant pays $417 a month for rent.
We went to the offices of Park North Real Estate.
$417 a month for rent for the next 30 years? Jesus. Someone's getting killed in that deal. I mean, I don't know who it is, but someone's making out like abandoned and someone's getting screwed. Yeah, the moving in 30 years. Imagine getting a 30-year mortgage on that home, and then by the time you move in, hey guys, you own the home. Bingo, just like that. Fully paid off just in time to move in. A bit of a delayed occupancy, I would say. Subject to a delayed occupancy of 30 years. This is the first time I've ever seen this, but in our contracts, we write up delayed occupancies all the time, especially for out-of-state people that need to, contingent upon selling or, there's a lot of different ways. But this is a 30-year right of possession. They give the person a 30-year right of possession. I've seen this before. It's kind of sloppy way of estate planning. I want to leave some security to this person so they don't have to worry about where they're going to live. They can do it that way. I think they should have done it a different way, the attorney says. Yeah, how does this even happen? Also, if you buy this, like the person buying this, also like $500,000. Of course, that's going to go over listing price. It's probably going to be $1 million, even though you can't move in until 53. The people that buy this will be dead in 2053. I almost guarantee it. Almost guarantee it. That's 30 years from now, so they can't be 50 now because they'll be dead when they're 80, right? So they have to be younger than 50. Who's buying a home for $500,000 that's below 50? I mean, I guess it's California, so I guess everyone. For $500,000, you can buy like a 2-bed, 1-bath there. That's it. That's about all. But I do like to see, I kind of want to see more of those. More of those kind of crazy, creative. We got creative on this deal. You have to live with me. That's going to be the next thing. You're going to have to live with them. Yeah, I'm selling the home, but I want a place to stay, so you're going to have to house me. Yeah, I just want to keep the money. Yeah, I want it to sell to you for $500,000, but I also want you to house me in the extra room, in the mother-in-law suite out back. I get to live there rent-free for 18 years, and then my kid gets to live there. Do we got a deal? Some California families like, yes, 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 please. We just want to live. We just want a house. People are so desperate for houses, they'll let a homeless man live out back if it means that they can buy it. All right. News. More news. Biden pardons those convicted of gay sex under old military laws. So these are interesting military laws because I didn't know there was a gay military, covenant law in the Army. But let's see. The Biden administration announced Wednesday it was pardoning potentially thousands of U.S. veterans who were convicted under old military laws prohibiting gay sex. God, I was thinking of this while reading this. I was thinking of the the veterans who are out there right now that are like 75, 78, 80 years old have lived a completely straight life. And then all of a sudden, Biden pardons them, and then they get a letter in the mail saying it's in a giant rainbow envelope with like a penis on the side that says Joe Biden. And they that shows up in their mail. They open it, and in huge letters it says, "Hey, gay boy, you've been pardoned. You can have sex with. You've been pardoned from having lots and lots of gay sex with boys and other soldiers during your stay in Vietnam." In huge letters, so that when he opens it, everyone in the room can see it. And it's just some 80-year-old dude like, oh, shit. I guess I've been pardoned. Thank you for pardoning me in my old age. The pardon affects veterans who had been convicted under Uniform Code Military Justice Article 125, which criminalized sodomy and attempted sodomy from 1951 to 2013. Wow, that's a pretty recent. It's pretty recent there. President Biden said the pardons reflect a sacred obligation to all veterans, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. Today I am righting a historic wrong by using my clemency authority to pardon. This is also nothing. There's no way Joe Biden said this. Joe Biden, you're saying that Joe Biden said using my clemency authority to pardon many former service members who were convicted simply for being themselves. You're saying Joe Biden said that. Okay. Our nation's service members stand on the front lines of freedom and risk their lives in order to defend our country. Despite their courage and great sacrifice, thousands of LGBTQI plus service members were forced out of the military because of their sexual orientation. Honestly, and guys, I'm going to be honest. If we're talking pre-2013 law here. If I was in the military and in Vietnam, I would. It says sodomy or attempted sodomy. I would grab an ass. I would flick a ball. I would be gay enough to get out of the Vietnam War with my life and without, a fractured identity of who I am as a person or a fractured reality of the world around me. And if being gay means I get to go back home, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I recently saw that Joe Biden apparently passed or maybe the Supreme Court passed a bill that signs everyone who's older than 18, who's a male, automatically up for the draft. Which up until now I haven't been signed up for the draft. Illegal. But now I am. So now I'm in accordance with the laws. So but if I'm ever drafted, I'm going to probably maybe shoot my foot or break my leg accidentally in a biking accident or some sort of rear end backing up over myself, or I forgot the car was in neutral, or I fell out of a very tall tree. I was trying to drop in on a 12-foot vert ramp. I did a 80 milligrams of chewable gummies and then dove head first into the short end of the pool. And I put myself into a catatonic state. And then I wake up 4 years later when we're in World War III, and I'm like, I guess I'm drafted. They wake up, your coma lasts. You're the only person whose coma lasts one day. they put you in a coma and then you wake up the next day and you're like, dude, you're still getting drafted. And you're like, fuck me. I'm going to ask Chat. Should I ask ChatGPT how to avoid the draft? Oh, God, I want to fight for this country. Is there anyone who wants to fight for this country? I mean, what is there in this country worth protecting? Is there anything out there, anything in here worth really protecting that can't be rebuilt? I mean, can't we just let it crumble and then pick the parts that we like and then rebuild a little bit better? I mean, guys, all I'm saying is that I don't want to fight for the U.S. military. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's continue on with the news. This one's interesting because I've heard of this man, but it's before my time. I'm 25 years old, so I didn't even know who this guy was, but I've heard of him.
Leaks. Julian Assange has arrived on the Northern Mariana Islands, a U.S. Commonwealth in the Pacific, where he'll appear before a federal judge to finalize his plea deal for conspiring to hack U.S. secrets. Keir Simmons is following this for us. Keir, what more do we know?
Well, Lester, Julian Assange spent the day travelling. Video released by his team documenting his journey today on a private jet from the UK to Bangkok and finally to the Northern Mariana Islands, where he's just landed and will appear in a US court. The Justice Department's 18 charges against him, including conspiring with Army intelligence officer Chelsea Manning to hack US secrets, reduced to just one plea deal, and he will get credit for time served, 5.5 years in a UK jail. In 2010, Assange's WikiLeaks released a trove of material, including details of the killing of civilians in Iraq and Afghanistan. This, the end of a...
Yeah, so that's the part I knew about, is he released a lot of photos. I think a lot of the Abu Ghraib photos and stuff, a lot of that came out and, like, about soldiers there, like, you know, killing and molesting and, I mean, really just acts of devilry in Afghanistan. Opium dens with children, sodomy, devilish behavior was leaked by this guy. And obviously when someone leaks information that makes you look like Attila the Hun come back to life, they came after him with the full force of the law. And I'm honestly surprised he's even still alive. Like, that plane ride must have been stressful. You're like, what, is there going to be a drone that flies? Is there going to be a fake pigeon that flies into the engine? You know, who knows? But WikiLeaks, I don't know if WikiLeaks is even still out, but I respect this guy a lot. He's kind of the same thing as Edward Snowden. So maybe Edward Snowden will get released. Edward Snowden's the guy who released a lot of information about the NSA and how they're tracking and using your voice and memorizing what you're doing, your patterns, your search, privacy, and all that stuff is all being tracked and recorded. And, you know, now that guy Edward Snowden lives in Russia because he's scared for his life. Julian Assange is free, so I did
long standoff. His next stop will likely be Australia, where his wife and children are waiting for him.
That's sweet. That's a good story. That is a good story. I did pull some information. Assange was wanted by the U.S. authorities on espionage charges connected with WikiLeaks publication of thousands of sensitive...
Just in tonight, more than 2 years after 21 people were...
Jesus. I got jump scared by that continued advertisement. Sensitive military and government documents supplied by former Army intelligence Chelsea Manning. So 2 brave individuals. The U.S. accused Assange of endangering the lives of confidential sources by releasing the info. Yeah, I mean, they always do this. He faced 18 charges for alleged role in the breach and faced a maximum of up to 175 years in prison. Nice. I mean, yeah. In 2010, WikiLeaks was catapulted into global attention when it released video that claimed to show a deadly 2007 U.S. helicopter attack in Iraq. Soon after, WikiLeaks released thousands of classified U.S. military documents relating to wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, as well as a trove of diplomatic cables. Assange described the documents previously to CNN as compelling evidence of war crimes. Yeah, so they had to lock him up. And honestly, I want to see that footage. Not because it's interesting or entertaining, but because I feel like it needs to be seen so that you can realize how much of a truly evil government we live under. They kill without remorse. It is the people, and I think that not enough people understand this, but the people in power are in power for a reason. They have qualities that make them better at controlling high intense stress and threat levels and threat detection and blackmail and all this stuff. They have high levels. So when you have high levels of all those sociopathy and like psychopathy levels are so high, your empathy and sympathy and just being a decent, your morals and ethics all go so low that these people aren't even really even humans. They've pushed everything that makes them human down so low that the people in control aren't human anymore. They are no longer human. They are dead. They are dead inside, like in their head. I truly think that the people that fought or like that called for a bombing on an Iraqi school, I think they sleep very well at night, is what I'm saying. And I think they all sleep very well at night. They crawl into bed like nothing happened, like they didn't bomb a school or a hospital. All those people, I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. I honestly, I'd probably kill myself because I'm a normal human being, and that's how you react when you do something truly horrific. But these people aren't like us. They are not like us. That's what you have to realize. And that's going to be very important to realize in the next coming few years. There's nothing ominous about that. Now, let's watch a couple TikToks. Oh, shit. Toys R Us released the first ever...
Toys R Us just released the first commercial using OpenAI Sora. I haven't even watched yet. Let's watch.
Did you ever wonder how Toys R Us and Jeffrey the Giraffe came to be? The son of a bike shop owner, Charles Lazarus, had a vision that would go on to change toy stores forever.
The greatest toy store there is. I don't wanna grow up, 'cause maybe if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us.
Toys R Us was the dream of Charles Lazarus.
honestly, that's a good ass commercial. The only thing I have a question about is I was under the impression that Toys R Us was over. So I don't know why they're the first company in the world to use full AI Sora to create a video commercial. Why is a company that is out of business, bankrupt, making leaps and bounds in the artificial intelligence commercial industry? Can I what's happening? I mean, it was an interesting commercial. I mean, the guy looks pretty, realistic, and all the visuals are very, commercial. It just looks like a freaking, Skittles
The
commercial.
Supreme Court just ruled that public officials can accept a bribe as long as it's after the benefit.
All right, I'm going to end on this, and I don't mean this to be ominous or anything, but
benefiting corporation has already received its benefit, as they believe the law is only for officials collecting money before the official act. This ruling came after James Snyder, a mayor in Indiana, was convicted after being paid $13,000 by a trucking company just weeks after the company was awarded about $1 million in contracts. Snyder's own attorneys said it was an after-the-fact gratuity that actually wasn't covered by federal bribery laws. The Justice Department has said that the law was clearly meant to cover gifts corruptly given to public officials as rewards for favored treatment. Justice Brett Kavanaugh, in the majority opinion, said that if the appeal weren't accepted, it would, quote, radically upend gratuities rules and in turn the law into a vague and unfair trap for 19 million state and local officials. The law at issue makes it a federal crime for a local official to corruptly take anything valued at over $5,000. Part of the challenge of the case was settling a standard for how to define corruptly. The justice's opinion that overturned Snyder's conviction came in at
I think it's also hard to define something that's worth $5,000 or less. Like, I could give someone if I wanted to bribe someone, I could get my Picasso painting appraised at $5,000 and give it to someone, and then I just paid them $200 million by paying them $5,000.
6-3 vote on ideological lines. It also comes as the Supreme Court has faced substantial criticism over undisclosed trips and gifts from wealthy beneficiaries.
Interesting. Supreme Court receiving trips and gifts from suspicious interested parties. Now, guys, I'm not saying anyone should get injured or hurt, but that's not it. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with a friend. If you're listening, go on YouTube. Just press play. Play it in the background. Sound off. Whatever you want to do, get me in there. If you didn't enjoy this episode, please tell me why. We're always looking to improve. Tell me why in the comments below. That being said, take care. Goodbye.